What's happening, people? And this is Everyone's a Pundit podcast, episode 14. And we're back again with the people there. My man on my right here is giving us some joke today, boy. Anyway, I'll let him introduce himself.
So Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, see the P. When you see the P, you know it represents T.
Yeah, man. And to my left, we have...
Boom, bam, boom. Yeah, it's my team. Mr. Jason Ellis, come on.
Come on.
Mr. Jason Alex, come on. And I'm Semps. And if you don't know, you better get to know, as they say in the Gary's tune, you know. Listening, all our old school followers and viewers and listeners, please hit the like button, you know the drill. And if you're new to the
button,
there you go. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you never miss any videos from the Views team. And if you're listening on the audio as well, this should be up on Soundcloud. The description will be in the link below. Pass on to any people that you know that like listening to podcasts on the audio so they can listen in their cars and all of them thing there. All right. Also, our socials are up on the screen here. We've got our Instagram and our Twitter. Follow the socials because we're getting a little bit more interactive now with our viewers. So you lot can ask us questions and we can answer them. But I'm going to jump straight into it now after the intro.
Let's go.
And we're going to get into it. Today we're going to discuss Man United Liverpool game. We're also going to discuss Spurs scraping points at home.
Just say Spurs struggles. Come on, man. Like, you gotta kill me.
We're gonna say because Nathan's got me angry today. So you're gonna actually. Okay,
I've missed all of that. So.
And then we're also gonna discuss some other talking points, but we're gonna dive into question time again and answer your questions. But yeah, man, we'll jump into it, boys.
Okay.
Manchester United at home to Liverpool today. Final score 1-1. And you know what? As a United fan, I will take the point, and I'm happy with the point. Where we are at the moment is, I thought we was going to get beat 4-1. Yeah? I thought we was going to get beat 4-1.
Wow.
And then I put on Twitter today, when I saw that Salah weren't playing, I said, you know what? I'll change my prediction a little bit and I'm going 3-0. So I still thought that we will get beaten. I still thought that we will get battered. So the fact that we didn't, and you know, you could argue that we should have actually won the game. I'm there thinking I've got to be able to take the point. Yeah, I'm happy with the point. At the same time, though, I'm not getting ahead of myself because we went and we did the same thing against Arsenal, and then we went and lost to Newcastle away. We've got Norwich away next week, so I'm staying grounded. There were some positives to take from today.
Yeah, definitely.
There were some positives to take from today that hopefully we can now start to build. But I need to see what we do next week first before I start to then think, yeah, we've turned the corner or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I think we had 32% possession. We are at home. We should still be controlling the football a lot better than that. But then you would argue where we are.
I'm saying that Liverpool are arguably one of the best teams in Europe. If not the best, if you know, some people would say they are.
Yeah.
With good reason, because they won the Champions League, and obviously they are pretty much up there. So yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed because all week I've been saying that Man United would win today. I just had a feeling that Man United they can't be that bad for that long, and sooner or later they're gonna have to pick up the pace, and obviously they're going to raise their game against one of their toughest or fiercest rivals. So yeah. When I saw them go 1-0 ahead, I was like, brilliant, let's go. I saw then Mane score, and I was like, oh man, but obviously got chalked off. And then I missed the last 10 minutes because shout out to my son Malachi, he turned 10 today.
Yes, so happy birthday, Mal.
I've been running around all day, ran off my feet. So I missed the last 10 minutes because we were cutting the cake and I was hosting and stuff. And then obviously when I asked Nadia's brother, Allah, what the final score was, he told me 1-1. I was like, oh man. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed because I really thought Man United would get all 3 points. And from what I saw today, Liverpool, I mean, I'd say actually you lot have got a lot of positives to take from that. Because even though Liverpool had all the ball, they didn't do anything with it.
Well, what I learnt today about Liverpool is that what we've been talking about on EAP since the start is that if Liverpool never get injuries, innit?
Yeah.
They never get injuries. Their main man are always playing.
Yeah.
And when they don't look right. I can't remember. Yeah, was it Newcastle actually? Liverpool against Newcastle and Firmino didn't start.
Yeah.
Origi started. Origi got injured. And then
And
Firmino came on, and it changed everything.
Game,
But they didn't look great.
Yeah.
And today Salah weren't playing, and you can see. So boy, you know what? Like, Man United have had mad injuries. So yes, Ollie is a problem. Ollie is in over his head. Ollie is not a tactician. We have poor midfield. We have all of these things going against us.
Sorry to cut you. You know when you say Ollie's not a tactician, it actually made me think. If you really look at it, how many tacticians are there in the Premier League right now?
Yeah, but you got to try something new, like he did today. Actually,
Yeah.
he did today. He went in with the 3-5-2, and then you've got some people talking about 5-4-1, and I'm just like, watch the game of football. Maybe in the second half, you can say that it was more like a 5-4-1.
We did that later on near the end. He changed it.
When we was on the back foot. But the way we started, we were 3-5-2.
Yeah.
You saw Basaka and Ashley Young
the
playing further up the field. We were pressing them. We had energy.
Saka had another good game, by the way.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
The only thing is going forward is we can see where he needs to improve.
Well, he put a tasty cross in the first half, and someone should have got onto it. And,
You could one tasty cross.
I know,
Look, I'm not knocking him. Like, he's one of my favourite players, but I'm saying he needs to develop that side of his game. But at the same time, he needs to have movement in front of him. Do you know what I mean? But what did you think about the game, Jay? You watched it, innit?
Yeah, I got in, I think, 10 minutes after it started.
Seeing.
And, yeah, I thought Man United did well, like, throughout the whole game. I expected Liverpool to win, to be fair. I said 3-0 or 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I when I saw that Salah was not starting, I thought it's not going to be as easy. If Liverpool go on to win,
Was Salah injured, or was he?
He weren't in the squad.
He wasn't in the squad.
He weren't in the squad.
Build up.
And I feel when he doesn't play, they're a different team. And I thought if Liverpool's going to win, it's not going to be a 3-0 win, but they might get it done. But when you took the lead, I thought, okay, like, Man United are actually on it. And Rashford had a wicked game today.
Yeah.
And any striker that watches football, watch Rashford's movement for his goal. That is how you move in the box when the low cross comes in. Because that was top class. His movement was wicked, and I was really impressed with that. And he had a good game. Second half, obviously, you expected Liverpool to step up, which they did. Obviously, the half-time swing talk from Jurgen Klopp must have done them wonders. They came out fighting. Obviously, they had you lot on the back foot for a little while.
For the more or less the whole of the second half, really.
Yeah, and then when they scored, it was back to the wall from Man United, isn't it?
It was looking peak. But even though I say that they had us on the back foot for most of the game, De Gea didn't make loads of saves.
They had a lot of possession. That's what it was.
They had a lot of possession.
I didn't see. I mean, and I'm tired of this because a lot of Spurs fans used to tell me about us having a lot of the ball. We had a lot of possession, but it doesn't mean nothing if you're not creating.
Don't mean
It
nothing.
doesn't mean nothing. I don't care if you have all the possession if you're not doing anything. And Liverpool today didn't have that cutting edge. It didn't look dynamic. Usually they're dangerous, and they didn't really look like that today. So
you know, one thing I probably would pull myself up on is that I probably sold us short by saying that we're going to lose 4-1 and 3-0, because one thing that we have been this season, for all our issues, is we've been good defensively. We have actually been, with the odd mistake here or there from a Victor Lindelof, who again nearly that Mane thing. I'm just like, so Victor Lindelof has been poor from the start of the season, but other than the odd mistake from him leading to goals, we've been good defensively. So I probably was a little bit, over the top by thinking.
You know what I think it is with Man United? You guys will play and raise your game against the big teams. Like when you're playing your Liverpools, your Man Cities, your Arsenals, your top, you're gonna play good. But it's when you're playing your Newcastles, your Brightons. That's
not what it is. That's not what it is. It's because our performances haven't been like we've gone out there and because when you talk about raising your performance, you can kind of relate that to raising effort levels and stuff. Like when the reason why we're not beating the teams like Palace, Newcastle, and those teams is because we've got the majority of the ball. We can't break them down, and then we let in a mistake at the back, and then they score. Whereas in the big games, we're the other team. We're the ones actually. We're playing on the counter because again, I think Ollie said today how he set us up to attack. I'm thinking, well, maybe in the first half for a period, but that was not an attacking performance. We were on the back foot looking to hit them on the counter attack.
But you know, I didn't like with the raise your game. I didn't mean it in that sense. What you're saying is a really good point, but I meant like there's less mistakes, there's less defensive lapses. There's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear
more,
that.
More accurate through balls, more accurate, finishes is because you know you're playing a good team.
Yeah.
And it sounds criminal, but we are human beings at the end of the day, and we know when we can have a day off or maybe coast a little bit. People do it. It's human nature.
Yeah.
So against a team like Liverpool, you got to raise your game and play.
We can't afford to coast no more, boy. 2 points off the relegation zone, I think it is. But what's interesting is we're only 2 points behind Spurs. So we're going to get into some of that in a little bit. But Jason, you said something earlier before we started recording about Trent. How many times did he give the ball away? 33 times to blows. 33 times to blows and skirts.
When I was watching again, I wasn't watching properly like I normally do. I didn't notice him having a mare. I don't know if it was because I wasn't really paying attention.
He kept losing Rashford.
Okay.
Rashford, he was losing his position a little bit. And he was crossing the ball from deep areas.
Yeah.
So getting straight down to the bar line.
Yeah.
He's halfway there and then putting a cross into.
I think that's more down to how we set up defensively. Force them because they weren't getting in behind. They weren't getting to the byline very often at all. So you know what, I applaud us on the defensive shape. The positives I take from it is a lot of the players look better today. Rashford, big up yourself because you've been taking a battering. You've been taking a battering from a lot of United fans. But today, man didn't stop running from the first till when he got taken off. And that's some people in the group that I'm in were saying that they shouldn't have taken him off, and I'm like, you know what? Either him or James needed to come off because they were running themselves into the ground.
When he waits Van Dijk, and then he dragged it back.
Put Van Dijk on the weights.
I've seen. That stat last year where they said no one dribbled past Van Dijk. This year I've seen people dribble past him. That guy in the Champions League literally sent him to the shop and back. He scored.
And then when he got put on the weights today, I was busted up.
That don't happen often though. That was interesting.
Yeah, man. And also Rashford, I've seen a statistic there that says 11 of his 31 goals have come against the top six.
Okay. So big game player.
So again, sometimes, football's weird like that, innit? Like 1 minute you can be a villain, then you can be a hero, just in the split. But when you drill down, stats are always there to favour your argument or to kill your argument. And look, that's a good statistic to have, man. It's better than what Lukaku had. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he used to call Lukaku a flat track bully, didn't they?
Exactly. So Marcus Rashford, as our friend Dash would say. We'll say, shout out to Dashiki Dash. You know what I mean? And thinking about some of the goals that he scored, even against Liverpool, against Spurs,
against
Arsenal, City. You know what I mean?
Well.
Man has scored some goals. So I'm personally hoping that from today, Marcus can start to kick on because he did well against England as well.
I like Rashford. I've always said it. And like I said, when he scored that goal against Bulgaria, I said, that was a brilliant finish. And people, but then he scored again today. So, hopefully...
And the movement is funny because there was, I think, a cross coming just not too long before and his movement wasn't great. They were saying he need to get to the front post. But when you watch the movement for that goal, as he was saying, Jay, bad, innit? Bad. He dipped forward and then he just come round the back. Them Ian Wright moves there. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Boom, bang, bing. As Mr. Jason Alex will say. Overall, what I'm saying, my conclusion on today would be the point is a good point against Liverpool, but we can still see our issues. We're still not creating chances. We're still not controlling games. whilst a lot of our players that haven't been playing well this season, as in players like Andreas Pereira, playing in a more attacking role, today he looked better. My man Freddie, you know, free Fred, keep Fred alive.
What did you think of Fred though? I wasn't.
You know what, Fred had an indifferent game today.
Yeah,
he done some good bits, and he done some bad bits. And he done some bad bits.
My boy Alan and I were talking about the game, and he was like, "What does Fred actually do? Like for someone that you spend 50, 60 million on, they've usually got at least one or two strong attributes." And he's like, "What does this guy do? What is he good at?"
The thing with Fred, and I don't know if any of my United people are going to be watching, because we're always going back and forward on this. I'm probably a lone ranger in trying to support Fred, but Fred has shown that he can pass the ball. He's two-footed. He can link the play. He's tenacious, and he can get in a tackle. He can get about the pitch as well. So he's got a lot of attributes. For me, what I've said in our United group is that Fred is the only guy that's not had a run of games. You know what I mean? And he's essentially been thrown in this high pressure game.
Yeah.
And he's been asked to perform. What I would like to see now is Fred given 7 games on the bounce.
Yeah, so you can really,
you know what I'm saying? Next week against Norwich, he might have a poor game. Don't take him out. Play him again. Play him again. And then after 5 games, he might play himself into form, because he's the only player that's not been given a run of games. Matic had a run of games last season, a long run of games. Herrera had a run of games. Scott McTominay had a run of games. Andreas Pereira's now had a run of games. He's been playing almost every game since the start of this season. Freddie is the only man that comes in. He would have a bad game,
just gets dragged,
chopped.
Hooked.
You know what I'm saying?
Every player deserves a chance, man. No matter if you rate them or not, like they're there at the club, innit? And like you said, you can turn into a hero just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But not just that, is I think we've all knowledgeable enough to know, and again, it's an argument can work for you or against you when you want it to. What I mean by that is we all watch football and know that in football, confidence is a big thing.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? We all know that.
Yeah.
And we all know that you need a run of games.
Yeah.
Do you know, a player comes back from injury, you can't judge him on the first game back.
No.
You can't judge him on it. You playing, you need a run of games.
Exactly.
So when you pose that argument to people that know that's the case, it's then done, nah, we don't want to listen to that because we just don't like Fred.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But give Fred a chance. If he then, after 7 games of having a run of games, he's still dead, then okay.
Yeah.
I can't read it back, no more. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, I don't know how we got onto Fred. But what are you lot saying? People, do you think that this was a positive result for Man United today? Do you think that Liverpool were poor? Do you think that they've got problems there if they don't have their famous front three playing all of the time? Let us know what you believe and what you think and what your views are. Leave your comments down below. Okay, we're going to get into the next game. And young Swaggy Daniels, Patrick Tyron, a.k.a. What are you saying about Spurs scraping home results there? Jason, who was it that they played? Remind me.
Spurs. They played.
You can't even remember.
Watford, man.
Oh, was it Watford? Oh, sorry.
Where
Watford?
At the bottom, innit?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yes, okay, yes. We drew 1-1 with Watford. Watford scored in the 6th minute. Another early goal that we conceded yet again, and we had all the ball, but we just looked poor. Like, I was watching the game and I was like, are we ever going to score? Then Poch made a change and brought Son on, thinking at half time. Son hit the crossbar.
Why wasn't Son playing?
Because he, international duty, and obviously he travels mad distances.
Okay.
And they had a tough derby against North Korea, North and South Korea derby. Son had a tough derby, North-South Korea derby. I think it ended 0-0, but he took a battering in the game. Obviously, he's their main man, and they just kicked lumps out of him. So, anyway, so he came in the second half, made a bit of a difference, but we still looked... We just looked dead. There's no ideas, there's no creativity, there's no attacking intent. We have all the ball, and all it's doing is going side to side, left to right side. There's nothing there. Sissoko and Winks together, it's not going to give you that creativity.
How did Harry Kane do?
Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. There was no service to him. he wasn't. He just had a bad game, to be honest. They all had a bad game. No one really played well. The only person I could say who I could probably give a bly to was Dele Alli, because he was chasing every lost cause, and he got the goal. It was literally, we got gifted a goal. We didn't make the goal ourselves. Foster running out, colliding into his own defender.
You see that?
The thing is, Foster should not be a Premier League goalkeeper. I'm sorry.
Premier League goalkeeper for a minute.
For a long time. He's always making them silly mistakes.
Because we got gifted that goal. If we didn't get gifted that goal, we wouldn't have even got a point.
So they wouldn't even have got a point against at home to these bottom of the league teams.
Yeah, I remember they were cussing Arsenal.
Say your thing, talk up the things, Najee.
They're cussing my team.
Talk up the thing,
when I
man.
came to Dan's christening, all these Spurs supporters were talking crap to me.
Talk up the thing, Jay.
You're joining to Watford. Even Pat was saying his piece.
Talk up the thing, Jay.
You know, it's not easy, is it, bro?
Your time now, boy.
It's nothing to do with easy. We're just not good at the moment. That's all it is, isn't it? I've got to be honest. We're not good. We lacked creativity, and like I said, I rate Dele Alli for obviously chasing that lost cause, because that should have been the keepers, and that's it. And obviously taking the finish.
What about the handball though?
I don't know if it's a handball. The thing is, it's a tough one, because if the ref would have given it, I wouldn't have really argued.
Talk up the thing,
but if the like shoulder, arm, I don't know what.
But what game was it where it hit the defender's hand, similar position to Ali's, and they gave was it a penalty? What game was it?
Are you talking Champions League game?
Was it Champions League?
What? No. Are you talking Sissoko when he? But that was different. Sissoko was pointing, and Marnie hit the ball at his arm.
And did they get a penalty?
Pen, yeah.
But you didn't think it was handball, did you?
No, I didn't think it was handball.
Do you think that Dele Alli was handball then?
No, that's what I'm saying. But also,
it's similar though, isn't it?
But also, no, it's completely different. Dele Alli controlled the ball with his shoulder / top of his arm, where obviously Mane kicked the ball at Sissoko's arm. But you also got to remember that the rules are different in the Premier League and in the Champions League. They do follow different rules. Because even on offsides in the Champions League, they let you run on and score the goal, and then they bring it back. They don't do that in the Premier League. They just call it straight away. So there are these little differences. But yeah, it could have went either way. Then there was obviously the calamity with the VAR. The referee said it was a goal. The VAR screen said no goal. So I'm like, what's going on? Is it a goal? Isn't it a goal?
Imagine you're in the stadium and the thing says no goal, and the referee goes.
The referee pointing exactly. It's mad. It's a joke.
So Pat, do you think you're gonna get top 4?
Nah, at the moment I can't see it.
Right, really? You don't know?
Nah, I can't see it. The thing is, before the Watford game, I was like, we're gonna beat Watford today, 3-0, 4-0, turn a corner, let's put everything behind us. But if I'm seeing the same pattern of play, we're already 8 games in, and I've seen.
No, we're past 8 games.
No,
now.
We're 9 games in now. Sorry, 9 games. And I'm seeing, other than the good half against Crystal Palace, and a few moments in other games, I've not seen a team to show me that we can get top 4. The thing is, with football, it can change so drastically, because we're not that far behind. Obviously, we're not going to finish first or second, but we're not that far behind the rest of the pack. But if things continue the way they are, I can't see it.
So I saw your tweet. Is it yesterday?
Yes, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
What's gone?
Yeah. I said that before. I didn't say.
You replied. What was his tweet again?
I didn't say I want. I'm
Don
not.
Potch.
Listen. Don Potch. Yeah, Don Potch. I still.
Oh, yeah.
And then I put the eyes.
You know I'm dumb. I've always said I rate Pochettino and I respect him.
Man. This is
Don Potch.
This is like 2 days ago, you know. This is like a day before the West Ham thing. Man's like Don Potch, and I was like, I smiled, but I was like,
I rate Pochettino and I respect him highly. I've always said this. I admire him for what he's done. I really rate him, but I've also said that I think his time has come to an end.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, come on, let's go. I'm ready.
The point I'm trying to make is that this is Sunday night. I'm all forgetting the days. Sunday night. You lot played Saturday. This could even have been Friday or Thursday that man tweeted Don Potch, and then I hit him with the gif Like, are you sure? And then on Saturday, man is tweeting Poch out. That's
I didn't tweet. Okay, listen. I didn't tweet Poch out. I said Poch has got to go or Poch has got to walk. So please don't misquote me. So we can put my Twitter thing on the page for everyone to see. God. I never said Poch out.
So you said Poch has got to go.
Yeah, Poch has got to go.
What does that mean?
It's a more respectful way of saying Poch, please go. Yeah.
Patrick kills me.
I'm not a Poch out guy because I respect Poch and I love Poch and I love him for what he's done for our team. I remember where we were before Pochettino come in, innit? So I'm not one of these like fans that are fickle and only got, you know what I mean, short-term memory. I do remember where we've come from. But
you know what? I just have to be real about this though, man. You can't keep hiding behind the fact that you respect him.
You're Poch out. Come on, man.
You're Poch out. You know he's conscious in it on the camera. You know what I'm
It's not
saying?
about the camera. It's got nothing to do.
You're Poch out. You're being nice about it. That's all it is.
Yeah, like, but he's got like we just look short.
But then when man's on Twitter on an outrage, boy, he just lets it out.
Yeah, I let it out, but I also I know what I'm saying, innit? Oh, my head.
That's funny.
All jokes aside, we've got a really good team and we shouldn't be drawing with Watford. We shouldn't be losing to, you know what I mean, who else have we lost to? Newcastle. We shouldn't be struggling against Aston Villa for 80 minutes.
See, this is the point.
Do you know what I mean? And look, when I look at the team, even Leicester, okay, Leicester are a decent team, but we should be beating Leicester. Where this team that I see, we're good enough to go toe-to-toe with anyone.
But we need to understand is, Pat, you're not on form.
Yeah, but you can't not be on form for 12 months. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, we know anyway. There's stuff going on behind the dressing room, behind the scenes. That's and this is why you lot are in trouble because it's more than just players dipping in form. You lot have problems. You know what I'm saying? It's
players
clear.
That don't want to be there.
Exactly.
There's players that obviously are almost basically are past their sell by date.
Yep.
And there was guys like, for example, Danny Rose. I was one of Danny Rose's biggest fans. In the summer, there was like when we heard Danny Rose was left behind and potentially Watford were looking at buying him. There was this whole thing of don't sell Danny Rose, and I was even one on there saying, yeah, Danny Rose has got to stay, he's this and that. Yeah. I'm looking at Danny Rose now, and I'm not even seeing the same guy that I know. He looks. I don't even know if he wants out. Maybe just not where he needs to be anymore.
And then you've got certain Spurs fans that want to try and cuss Man United. I'm like,
I've missed it because I've been so
I'm like,
like,
this is how I know you're just a madman.
So what happened? Break it down. Cause obviously people don't know what's going on.
Look, Man United just got a point today, and he's like he wants to back Liverpool. He's a Spurs fan.
Okay.
And he's chatting about Man United are rubbish, and then I'm just I can accept that from anybody else. I can't expect that from a Spurs fan when Spurs just about scraped a point at home to Watford.
Okay, fair enough.
That don't make no sense. And you and I was with him when you lot lost to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Man was cussing up the place. This is the same person who was talking about Spurs being title contenders a few weeks ago. Do you know what I'm saying? So you lot make of that what you want. But I'm like, don't throw shit like. If you're a Liverpool fan and you want to still cuss us or whatever, we can have that conversation, but you didn't beat us today, innit? So you have to pipe down for a little bit. And if you're an Arsenal fan, Arsenal are doing their thing. They got to play tomorrow, so they need to be careful what they say.
Yeah.
But they're doing their thing.
Okay,
You know, City, but you can't be a Spurs fan and trying to cuss Man United at the moment when you're as bad as us and you have a better team than us.
Yeah.
So
and I'm an honest fan. I like to think I'm an honest fan. Obviously, I am a fan. I am going to be biased. I am going to obviously support my team. But I like to think I'm honest enough and intelligent enough to tell the truth. And right now, we're not good. We're not playing good. We've got players that look like either they don't want to be there or they're past the sell by date. And we've got also a manager who, in my opinion, just looks out of his depth. And he looks like he's not even out of his depth. Sometimes it just looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's just like the game's going on, make a change, make a tactical change, do something. But with Poch as well, it's like he keeps changing too much at the same time. Like we had 8 changes from the last game to this game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and it's just like you need to now know your strongest 11. We're 9 games in. You know what I mean? There's just a few problems. But anyway, I could go on all day. But yeah, it's I don't know who. You know, we've got Liverpool away next. Jesus. So that's another story.
That's the way, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know what? I don't really fear the big games, if I'm being honest. Because I know, again, just like I was saying to Semps, I think that we will raise our games in those big games. And I think that, You know, that's not really the issue. It's the Watfords, the Newcastles, the Brightons. Those are the games where I fear at the moment. Because against Liverpool, they're going to come
Wait a
and play.
minute, you lot lost 3-0.
Yeah, we lost 3-0 to Brighton before the international
I
break.
didn't even remember that. And when my man's trying to cuss Man United.
Connolly scored 2 goals. This is a game. Connolly had never started a Premier League game before. Unknown. You know, with all due respect to him, an unknown player. And he came and he looked like a world-class player against Vertonghen and Alderweireld. Those 2 guys just look like they've aged 20 years in the off-season. They look awful.
Yo, man.
So, you know, I mean, I could go on all day, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
got out to 10 minutes against Brighton as well, didn't
Nah.
you? Did no one get sent off?
No, at the full level. Lloris got injured.
Oh, okay.
You know, dislocated his arm, so we had to make a change early on. After he, obviously, I don't know what he was thinking with that goal, but and then so
Spurs, we'll just cut it now because Spurs are just as dead as Man United are, but they ain't got the excuse of not having signed players and not having a dead midfield and all of this stuff. So what do you lot think?
They've got a stadium as well now.
Do you think that, stadium. What do you think? Spurs going to make top 4 or they not? Do you think Poch should go? Poch shouldn't? And do you think that they've got real problems there? Where do you see Spurs going? Spurs fans, other fans, let us know your views in the comments below. Now what we'll do, ladies and gents, is I wanted to talk about some serious stuff that's happened this week. But we're going to go into question time because we've got some questions that actually relate to that. Cool. Thank you again, all of you who sent us your questions. Keep doing this. We're going to keep rolling them out on a weekly basis. For those listening and watching, jump on the Insta. The Insta is at Views 2019 is the handle. Sorry, that's the Twitter. And the Insta is Views TV Official. So you can jump onto those.
They'll be on the screen anyway, won't they?
So, I mean, for the ones who are listening.
Oh,
there are some people listening.
Yeah,
There's some listening that
the SoundCloud gang.
That's it.
SoundCloud
Need to get this out on iTunes as well. But anyway, we'll do that. So the first question is from, thanks again, this is a really good one, Beard Culture London. You jumped in the comments last time. Thanks a lot. This is a really good one. So it says, the latest news about the racial abuse towards players at Haringey Borough is a disgrace. I'm pleased that the team took the stance to walk off the pitch, and I believe that a zero tolerance stance should be imposed to deal with racism. What are your views? I'm going to head over to Mr. Jason Alex. Come on, what do you think about this, rude boy? What's your views?
First of all, I want to big up Haringey Borough for actually taking a stand against the racism because, like, I think walk off the pitch, I think a lot of teams have to start doing that. I think that's the only way these fans will learn, because if players decide to walk off the pitch, there's no game. Fans are going to start tearing on fans that are really ruining it for them. Imagine you're travelling all the way from Yeovil. Yeovil's way up north, coming down to London, and you got dickhead fans of your team talking crap, and they cause the game to be abandoned. I'll be fuming. You get what I'm saying? So I think a lot of teams need to start doing that. Just walk off, and after a while, I'm telling you, it will stop. It'll have to stop, because it's just going to cause mayhem in the stands. Because fans are spending money coming down to these games.
I totally hear what you're saying, but it's not even that. It's the fact that these guys are so brave enough to do it. That should be enough for these guys to turn on their own fans and say, what are you doing? I totally hear what you're saying about travelling and obviously the expense, the time, this and that, but it's 2019, almost 2020, and people are still brave enough to be there, standing in a crowd full of people.
But there's no consequences at the moment.
What I'm saying.
So you are going to be brave enough to do it when there's no consequences.
Yeah, and you're right. I totally agree with you. Walking off is the only thing. And I was really annoyed that Harry Kane and Gareth Southgate, or even the black players for England, didn't just walk off. Because if they did that, then real action would have, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Waste of time.
England were winning the game. They had no reason to say, that it's not like they're forfeiting the game or whichever. They were comfortably winning the game. They should have just walked off, and that would have really made UEFA stand up. Because what really annoyed me as well is that this you would have probably noticed, everyone that's watching Sky Sports, all of a sudden they've got the adverts with all the say no to racism.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is all nonsense, man. You lot are spending millions doing these stupid advertising campaigns, and when something really happens, you do nothing. You just hide behind these silly protocols and these nonsense, you know what I mean, fines. You could really hit teams where it hurts and say, you know what, you're out of the next tournament. You're not doing this, you're not doing that, and they do nothing. So
I'm going to ask a couple questions to you guys. I have my views on this, but I wanted to pose some questions to you lot. So I finally got to watch The Last Word with Stan Collymore and Ian Wright.
Okay.
And they were talking about, and this is actually before the England game.
Okay.
So they were talking about racism, and basically what Ian Wright was saying is that the players may want to walk off the pitch and do all of that stuff, but the establishment and the powers that be, they're the ones that need to step up and do something. One, we haven't got nobody in those positions that we can talk to say, do something. We're relying on them. But then if we then start trying to take action ourselves, i.e. walking off the pitch, that these people can just ruin us.
Okay.
And come down and make things difficult, because they've made it clear that they don't want to change. They don't want to really help us. They don't want to, so they can then, and these players are afraid to go against, walking off. Because this is another question. There's a few questions in this, but you lot can answer them. Is it easier for a Haringey Borough to walk off the pitch because it's not as high profile as England?
I'd probably say yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being totally honest, yes, of course it is. A Rashford who's, plays for Man United, is high endorsements from Nike and this and that, as opposed to, no disrespect to Haringey Borough, your local, footballer.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not taking anything away from what Haringey Borough did. I bigged them up, and I
really respect it.
Yeah, and after the England game, my first reaction was, these men need to start walking off. But going by what some people are saying out there, I'm just
these are guys that are in the know as well, so they know a lot more than your regular Joe. So.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. It is a shame that the powers that be are essentially, they got a stranglehold over the players. And
then you've got some people though, Jay, that will say, well, no, what can they really do? Sterling's his contract at City. You get me? If anything, if they all stand together, then what can they really do to them? That's what another argument. Should they be afraid, or are they even afraid
for these players to actually walk off?
Yeah,
probably, maybe, because of the contracts they have and whatnot. And
that they shouldn't be afraid, or they are. That they may be afraid.
They may be afraid to walk off, take off their own initiative to walk off. They might be afraid to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe because of, like you said, the endorsements and whatnot and their contracts they have, they might have been told, don't walk off. We don't know what they've been told to do. We're saying they should, but if they're obviously not doing it for a reason. Otherwise, you would, innit? You just walk off, wouldn't you? So,
because I'm thinking we've got to the point now where, there's a big discussion about this in our groups after the England game. And some people were sort of not making it out, but I'm like, this has been going on for a minute. This isn't a new thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the moment now, we have to start taking some drastic measures to try and fix something. We can't really rely on the powers that be, because they've made it clear that they're not looking to do nothing.
I think the players should be brave enough now at this day and age to say F the establishment and let's just walk off. If collectively we're strong, there's so many big and high-profile black players, and if we all come together, they're gonna have to do something.
That's what Big Mike was saying.
Yeah, and that's what I honestly feel now. We have to take it into our own hands. I'm not saying we need to start a revolution and this and that.
No,
but
look at Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah,
I think the person who starts it could be made the scapegoat. And Colin Kaepernick's
but if they all walk off together, though, that's different, though, right?
Yeah, but it takes one person to think, and you never know. You're not gonna get a new contract. Colin Kaepernick,
being blacklisted.
And I remember reading ages ago that they said that the team could be the person that walks off, that team could be punished.
Yeah, so this was I even tweeted Stan, and I was like, what's gonna happen to Haringey Borough now?
Yeah,
this is going to be interesting. What stance is now
Is the FA
if these players are walking off because they've been racially abused and they're thinking this is what we now have to do, what's going to happen to them?
You know what's really interesting as well? It was an FA Cup game, so the FA are involved. It's not a local league game, so it will be really interesting to see what the FA do. Yeah.
I just don't know where this is all coming from.
Social media, I think now, obviously racism has always been in the game,
of course.
but now it's like, it's everywhere, and I just think people are jumping on the bandwagon now.
And they've seen nothing happen. So
and
they're
nothing's
enough
happening.
to do it.
Obviously, what happened in Bulgaria is a totally different thing. Them man are on this thing.
You know what shocked me the most though? Because I thought Haringey was playing away.
So did I, because it said the Yeovil fans.
So when I said the home team walked on, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
They came down to Haringey and did that.
Yeah, I know.
Haringey of all places.
Yeah, like,
you get me? Like if you know the history of Haringey, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we're from
That's
Haringey,
what I'm saying.
innit?
So how you come down to Haringey and doing that? I'm like, raw. These guys are brave.
Yeah, they spat at the goalkeeper. They
threw stuff as well.
And then they
brave.
also obviously said
this is
derogatory things.
Again, look, I don't know. I ain't got the answers. But to me, that's just them jumping on the bandwagon now because that's going OTT. You know what I mean? Yeah, we've heard racial abuse and stuff, but spitting and throwing stuff like that,
it's crazy.
That's going over the top now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's a good question, Beer Culture London. I think essentially what we're saying is that the walking off the pitch now needs to be the next step. The players need to unite. I personally hear the arguments against that because of the players being scared and being made a scapegoat and, you know, the establishment coming down on them. I'm not, you know, I hear that, but I'm just thinking, now, what else can we do? Do you know what I'm saying? How longer can we take this? You know what I mean? We need to start taking matters into our own hands.
Yeah, what has to happen before the UEFA actually step in? Has someone got to run on the pitch and actually punch a black player?
Yeah.
For some, you know, like
or something more drastic.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? We don't want that.
It's getting ridiculous now.
You know. So anyway, let us know your views. Do you agree with us? Do you agree with what some of the other people are saying that we can't do that? We need more. We need help. You know. So yeah, let us know your views in the comments section below, please. So the next question that we'll go to is by BG. How do I say this? BG out Sidaz FC.
Outsiders.
Oh.
BG Outsiders FC.
Okay. BG Outsiders FC.
That is paid for.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You played football.
These guys, have you seen the footage, bro? You've seen the footage and you've seen my...
Let me ask the question, Jason, man. Let me ask the question, Jason, man. What happened to you? Jesus. Anyway, the question reads, why is VAR failing in the Premier League? How can they improve it?
Where do we start? Where do we start?
Jason?
You know, with VAR, yeah, it has its good moments and it has its bad moments. I mean, it's new to the Prem, so it's not going to be 100% like right. You get what I'm saying? It's still, for me, it's still in testing stage. To be fair, you get what I'm saying? It's still in the testing stage. They still got to get things right. The only thing I don't like about it is when like a goal goes in and they stop it. Even when the goal looks clear, a goal, they still have to check it.
They're just checking stuff. Like, what are you checking for?
And that's what I hate.
Yeah.
That's what I hate. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's good for like obviously the offsides and whatnot. But I won't be too harsh on it, but it did save us the other day still.
No, there's too many errors with VAR. I think the first thing where they made a massive error is that they're talking about this precedence of a bar being set and VAR won't overturn a decision unless it's, you know, such a... Basically, don't overturn anything. And the whole point of VAR is to make sure you get the right call.
Yeah.
Even if VAR has to pull the referee up and say, Mr. Referee, you've made the wrong call, we need to override that. That's not happening. So errors that the referees are making, because they're only human, they're not getting rectified. And for me, that's a big error. What's the point of having VAR if they're not going to rectify clear errors? Then we might as well just have it as an offside checker.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What I would say is where I give sympathy to VAR is in a situation like today, Man United versus Liverpool, where you've got a situation, even we was discussing before, there's 4 of us in this room as we're recording this. 3 think that it was a foul before Rashford scored, and sorry, I'm the only one who thinks it was a foul.
And you're the United fan,
and I'm
as
the
well.
United fan, and then we've got 3 neutral fans who don't believe that it was a foul. So, and you've seen these stupid memes going up now about VAR on the back of the Man United shirt and everything. I'm just like, it's so stupid, because VAR all season hasn't been overturning decisions, but stuff like that where it's still a question mark over it. It just it's somebody's interpretation. It's not clear and obvious. I can understand why you're not going to overturn that, but then there's some that are just stone
like it's crazy.
And I'm like, you gotta overturn that.
like the Mane, where Mane got fouled against Leicester.
Well, when he dived.
Yeah, exactly. That's a clear.
It's clear.
Yeah,
Don't they have monitors on the side as well, don't they?
Well, they're meant to have it.
Talking about match a day.
When VAR was first introduced, everyone's like, "Oh, this is going to stop diving. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to eradicate diving." Diving's still as rife as it's ever been, and nothing's happening.
But the problem is that in the Premier League, they don't do like how it was before in Europe and in the Women's World Cup. I remember when the referee can run over to the screen
and check it
and look at the tape.
They've got screens there apparently.
No,
that's what Alan Shearer said on Match of the Day yesterday.
Is it?
They've got screens, but the referee never uses them.
Oh, okay.
So why not?
And that's what he's saying. What's the point of having them?
VAR, for me,
it's just an offside thing.
Yeah.
Really and truly, the referee should be going over to the screen. If they can't make a decision, what is it, Stockley Park or wherever their man there is, if they can't make a decision, say, Mr. Ref, we can't say it's clear and obvious, but we do think that there may be like even today, you know, it could be a foul. You know, go and check it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're the one, and then he can go and make a judgment call as the referee and say, you know what, I'm now having seen the replay, I can change it. So. Yeah, that's where I think VAR is going wrong, is the fact that the referee ain't going back to the monitor and checking the thing anymore.
Yeah, that's it. They're not overriding decisions.
Overriding decisions, you know. So
because what irks me is that they keep saying that VAR, basically they don't want to make the referee look silly. It's not about making the referee look silly. It's about making the right and the correct decision.
Yeah.
So, you know, someone can get it wrong, but let VAR intervene and say, you know what, that's wrong. You know, let's rectify that, or it's a goal, it's not a goal, that's a foul, that is a foul, and we move on, and everyone's happy.
Yeah,
because you're not making the referee look silly, because you've now got VAR to help the ref.
Exactly.
So the ref is like, these men are helping me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If I make a mistake or I miss something, then you lot can step in and help me out.
Famous bar that I keep hearing ex-referees saying is, it's not here to referee the game. No, it's not, but it's here to help us.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's why them refs that talk, that Peter Walton, especially on BT
that
Sport.
Dermot guy as well, the bald one.
They get on, man. I'm like, get them off TV, man. Like, this is what I hate about TV and people on TV, is they're so fake.
Yeah.
They're so fake. They're not talking what they really believe.
Yeah, they're hiding behind the codes and regulations.
I'm like, so what's the point in you being there? Because you're not giving the viewers the real thing.
You're not answering the question.
Yeah, you're not being real.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It annoys me. But yeah, what do you lot think about VAR? What do you lot think about VAR? Leave your comments down below, please. Let's try and hit up. I think we're running out of time, innit? We're running out of time. Okay, let's try and hit up another question. There was a good one here that I want to answer. It's from Sinclair _ Sing. I can't pronounce that. Anyway, you'll see it up on the screen, and this is all on Insta. He says, how do you feel Unai Emery is handling this Mesut Ozil situation? What could he do better, if anything, to diffuse this toxic episode? Jason, as the Arsenal fan, what are you saying?
Boy, I mean, you know something, yeah? Ozil's been obviously left out because he doesn't work hard enough. I think more of it's being made of it because of how much he's on as well. I mean, Ozil's been at Arsenal for 5 years now. 6 years. He came in 2013. And for me, he hasn't lived up to the hype that he was supposed to. He's had good games here and there and stuff, but someone like Ozzy, you'd think like he should be like the first name on the team sheet, and he's not. I think the love lost between Arsenal and Ozzy, I think it's done now. I think we just need to move on. ship him out. He's not going to leave because obviously of the money he's on. But I think we need to get rid of him now. We need to move on from him. I mean, I saw him when we played against Nottingham Forest. And obviously it's Nottingham Forest. He's done all right. But like things like when he's coming off, he's walking off. It's taking him ages. Stuff like that. Like it doesn't help your cause. You know.
So do you think that United's handling the situation well?
Well, to be fair, like when Wenger was in charge, he was playing him constantly. People were saying, "Oh, Ozil needs to be dropped."
Yeah.
He's dropping him.
Yeah.
United's dropping him, and people are saying, "Oh, why aren't he starting?" But sometimes he doesn't work. He doesn't make a big difference in games like he should be. You get what I'm saying? You know, when he loses the ball, he's like that. You know, his body language. So for me, personally, I think Unai's doing the right thing.
Yeah, and I guess Unai can't really do much more. If he doesn't fit in his plans, can't really do much more other than maybe play him in some lesser game, maybe in the Europa League a little bit more.
Europa League Cup games.
But because he even dropped him in the Europa that you lot was playing the other day, wasn't it? If I remember correctly.
I don't think he played.
Yeah, so...
You know, we've got the young bucks coming in now, so... Ozil's, what, 31 now? You know? So, yeah, I think it's time to move him on.
Okay. So, Jason has given his answer on that question. I wanted to get that in. Let us know, what do you guys think about Ozil? Is his time up at Arsenal? I think it's clear that anyway, but let us know your views. And then I think that's a wrap, guys. There was other questions we didn't get to answer.
Yeah, we ain't got time for one more, or?
No, we're gonna have to wrap up now because we're getting to those minutes. So anyway, keep asking your questions and we will keep trying to answer them, people. Thank you very much for listening. If you've made it this far, that means you've enjoyed. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you haven't. And also there's a like button there on the screen. Hit that like button. If you're listening on the Soundcloud, please also follow us. Hit the like button. Share about with your people. I'm Semps.
I'm Patrick Tyrant. Like, comment, share, subscribe. That's what I'm going to say.
Do that again.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Like, comment, share. Come on, Jason, man.
No, forget all of that.
Mr. Grumpy, boy.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
What, bounce on the chair? No. Anyway, I'm Mr. Jason Alex. You know me.
And we're going to be back next week again with episode 15 of Everyone's a Pundit. And thank you for watching and listening, people. Bless.
Bless.